Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? You could tap in, you could tap out, but you know my slogan, yeah, you know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Now you already know. You already know. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency. I know they got you out here chasing the bag. I know they got you out here chasing that money, chasing that moolah, chasing that paper. But keep in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy is the highest forms of currency, my G. Now don't trip. I got baby girl in the kitchen cleaning up. But we gonna get into this. We gonna get into this because I'm not gonna stay too long. I'm not gonna stay up too late tonight. We gonna tap right into the business. You understand what I'm saying now? You see the title. I'm sure you see the thumbnail, and I know for a fact you see the title. And we're going to expose the celebrities. We're going to talk more about these YouTubers. You understand me? Don't worry about the double cross. Keep your eyes open for the triple cross, my G. Don't you worry about the double cross. Always keep your eyes open for the triple cross. Now, we already see what's going on with Gilly the Kid. We already see what's going on with Gilly, you feel what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. This situation with Gilly the Kid and his son is opening the door for a lot of questions. It's opening the door for a lot of questions, and a lot of people want answers. You understand? Now, you know, RIP to his son. RIP to Cheese. He lost his life in Philly. We all know what's going on. We all see what's chopping it up. We all see what's happening. You feel what I'm saying? But it's making a lot of people eyes open. Yeah, it's a red flag on the field, all over the field. It's a lot of people asking the right questions. You feel what I'm saying now? Again, like I said, RIP to his son. Already did the video, already did the live stream exposing the situation when it come to that. But you got a lot of YouTubers. You got a lot of YouTubers going against the word of the real. You understand what I'm saying? We gonna dig into that because again, I told you, YouTube is the new portal. And you're gonna have these YouTubers with some influence telling y'all that you're crazy. No, why would you say this and why would you say that? We gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. But like I said, these celebrities, you know, one thing for sure, two things for certain, right? One of the main questions I'm asking myself, and I suggest y'all all ask yourself is, you know, we got all these celebrities from all these different cities. We got all these celebrities from all these different cities. And you got to ask yourself, why haven't they come to the round table yet? Why hasn't a rapper from every city with some influencer, you know, a rich guy, a influencer from every city, double down, all come together, sit at the round table, and instead of saying RIP to all these young black men losing their life, instead of doing videos about all these black men losing their life, why not come up with a solution to stop the violence? You ever ask yourself that? Why has Jay-Z not, you know, went into the heart of Brooklyn and got these young boys to stop shooting each other? You know, he just did a whole situation at the Brooklyn Library, and he dropped the book of Hove for everybody to marvel at, to everybody to praise him like he's really Hova, like he's really Jehovah, right? But we've yet to see Jay-Z step into the heart of Brooklyn and get these young boys to stop smoking each other. Same thing with Chicago. You got Little Dirk. You got a lot of people from Chicago. You got a lot of influencers. You got a lot of legends out of Chicago, and not one has come out and stepped into the heart of Chicago and convinced these youngins to stop smoking themselves. I can go down the list all the way to Philadelphia. Gilly the Kid, you got Wallow, you got all of these athletes, you got all of these legends that come fresh up out of Philly, and not one has stepped into the heart of Philly and convinced these young boys to stop smoking each other. So, you know, I know it's deep, it's wicked, and it's always deep in the rap when it comes to the situation with Gilly losing his son, right? And you know, everybody's sympathetic and everybody's saying RIP, and we understand. But like I told y'all before, YouTube is the last place where you can get the real information. You can get the real get down. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. All of these celebrities, so-called celebrities, not one is able to step into the heart of where they come from and stop this violence. You understand? And then on a bigger note, why not all of these celebrities come to the round table, right? Sit down and concoct a plan to stop the violence. And I'm going to give you the answer. Man, salute Deshaun, what it do? I'm going to give you the real answer. The real answer is that they don't want to stop the violence. Listen. The violence is profitable. The violence is profitable. And the only time we get to see these dudes really step in and feel some type of emotion about the violence that's taking place in America or taking place in the inner city is when they lose one of their own. When they lose one of their own children, when they lose one of their own homies, when they lose one of their own gang members, that's when you see them show some emotion. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, Gilly's son ain't the only one that got smoked that night. Gilly's son ain't the only one that took a bullet that night. He might have been the only one that lost his life, but about 4 or 5 other people took bullets that night. Hold on, guys. And for some reason, right? For some reason, all we hear about is Gilly's son. What about the other dudes? What about the other people out there? But see, they fathers ain't signed the contract. They fathers ain't signed the contract. They fathers ain't $100 million in. So again, I want to really address this situation because when you sit back and you look at what's going on around the situation with Gilly, it's exposing a lot. It's exposing a lot, my G. It's a lot going on around the situation. Not just that his son lost his life, but now you got people asking the question, why was your son still in the hood, Gilly? Why was your son here? Why was your son there? And the reason why I put YouTubers in the title tonight is because I already told y'all YouTube is the new portal, right? So what's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of these YouTubers that's begging to be in the industry. A lot of these YouTubers that's begging to have podcasts. A lot of these YouTubers is banging on the door of the higher ups and the elites. They going to be the ones to tell you that you're crazy. They're going to be the ones trying to convince you, trying to distract you, trying to put more smoke and mirrors out there. You feel what I'm saying? So that you don't really see the truth. You don't really see what's going on. They're the ones that's going to make you think that you crazy. You understand? It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, these dudes, it's a few of these dudes like, this how they sound, these YouTubers. Yeah, why would you guys say that? I mean, he can't control what his son was doing. His son was 25 years old. And I mean, how was he supposed to control? See, this is what you got to understand. And I like to keep it all the way 100 here at Grown Man Business TV. You know what I'm saying? Lil Zippy, you ain't got no children. Who are you to tell anybody how a father is going to react to his child, how a father is supposed to talk, and how a father can control his kid? See, that's why I say it's disgusting work out here. It's disgusting work, and these YouTube streets is going to get on. It's only going to get messier. It's only going to get more disgusting when you start deciphering and separating the real YouTubers, the real truth tellers, and the YouTubers that's begging for a podcast. They begging for a chance at the industry. You don't have no kids, homie. You only raised a cat. Yeah, what's his name? Pit Cat. You raising a cat, homie. You don't need to speak on what fathers do. You ain't built like that. You ain't 40-some years old. You ain't built like that. You ain't got nobody under your wing. You ain't got no children. You don't know what that means. So I'm here to tell y'all. Even a 25-year-old son will listen to his father if his father is giving him that $1 million worth of gain. See, the truth is going to hurt. It's going to sting, but I'm going to give it to you regardless. If Gilly was giving his son $1 million worth of game, his son would not still be hanging in the trenches in an area where he could get his head blown off at. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. And then to use the example of Puffy and his son. See, one thing, that was a beautiful example. I was glad that you said that. Yeah, Puffy's son, King Combs, he like to run around the city. He like to party. He gonna be in them clubs. He gonna be around. He's tearing New York City up. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, it's a truck that's trailing him with a whole bunch of hammers in it. Oh, it's security everywhere he go. You think Puffy letting his son run around in the trenches? Yeah, the clubs that he go to, the clubs that Lil Sean Diddy Combs and his son King Combs, the clubs that he go to ain't in the trenches, homie. You ain't never seen King Combs in Brownsville, Brooklyn, in the heart of the jungle. You ain't never seen King Combs somewhere in Harlem, in the heart of the jungle. You ain't never seen King Combs in the Bronx, in the heart of the jungle, my G. You ain't never seen that. Yeah, you might have seen him at a club because, you know, you be around. Yeah, you be around. You begging to be in the industry, so I know you be around. I know you be around Lil Zippy with the drippy. I know. But you tried to say that King Combs be running around like Willie, like Gilly the Kid's. Nah, he don't run around nothing like Gilly the Kid son was running around. It ain't the same, and you ain't a father, so you don't even know that a 25-year-old son, if he's raised right, he'll still listen to his father, especially if his father's the one getting the bag, especially if his father's the one that's changing the trajectory of the family. If his father is changing the trajectory of the family's lifestyle, then the 25-year-old son, if he respects his father on that level, he'll do what he says. So if Gilly was giving his son $1 million worth of game, like he so-called is giving us and everybody else that, watches his podcast, if he's giving us $1 million worth of game, his son's supposed to be getting $10 million worth of game. And it don't look like that was happening. You understand what I'm saying? And see, like I said before, these YouTubers is begging. They begging to be in front of the higher ups and the elites. Just watch these dudes. Yeah, they might have 600 people in their live chat. They might have 1,000 people in their live chat. They begging the higher ups and the elites to open the door. Lil Zippy, I like to use him as an example. He already done said 1,000,000 times, hey man, somebody get Puffy. Tell Puffy to cut me a check. Somebody get Jay-Z, man. Somebody tell Jay-Z to cut me a check. You begging for the attention of the higher ups and the elites. But listen here. When you finally get the attention that you asking for, Lil Zip with the drip, don't forget to tell us the things you had to do to get that attention. Don't get in the light of the higher ups and the elites and act like you did it because you just popping like that. Like you just lit like that. Nah, don't forget to let us know that you was at one of Diddy's parties and you was, doing what it do. You was doing what you had to do. Don't forget that part. These YouTubers, these street dudes, these rappers, they talk and they rap and they give us these stories about all these different things. But the one thing they always forget is to tell us how it happened. King Von, he forgot to tell us. He forgot to tell us that he was blowing kisses at the inmates and he was asking for PC. He forgot that part. Lil J, he forgot to tell us that when he goes to jail, he got a boyfriend in jail. He forgot that part. Kodak Black, he forgot to tell us that for the right amount of money, he'll do a song with a rat. He forgot. So Lil Zip, when you get the attention that you asking for, don't forget that part. Cause I'm not gonna let you forget that part, homie. I'm not gonna let you forget it. You understand? So again, for some dude like this YouTuber Zip with the drip to be telling us fathers, real fathers, I'm a real father, homie. So I know for a fact that if I just signed a $100 million contract with my cousin and I'm changing the life of my family and I'm changing your life, Lil Cheese. You know that big ass chain that you got on that say mac and cheese? Obviously, I paid for that. You know, when you and your man started the rap group, Mac and Cheese, I was behind that. I'm the one that told you to start that rap group because I'm popping right now. If I tell you to stay out the trenches, you'll stay out the trenches. You'll stay out the trenches for sure. But if I ain't giving you $1 million worth of game, I'm letting you run around and do as you please because you a grown man and I ain't pouring that game into you. Yeah, you're gonna end up on the back block in the trenches with your back blown out. With your back blown out. You understand? So King Combs, you might see him at a club with 10 broads with him. You might see him all around the city with 10, 20 females all riding with him, but you ain't never seen King Combs in the trenches, and it's a reason for that. It ain't because it ain't because King Combs don't want to, be in the trenches. It ain't because King Combs don't got homies in Brooklyn. He got homies in the Bronx. He got homies that's drill rappers. But King Combs respects his daddy, and trust me, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Puffy, he know the root of all evil. He know what he dealing with. He know the higher ups and elites is always watching. So he done already poured that game into King Combs. Yeah, I'm going to give you this money. I'm going to make sure everything is, I'm going to make sure everything is what it is. But you need to know, don't let me find out you in the Bronx in the trenches somewhere. Don't ever let me see a video or a blog or a live stream of you in Brownsville, New York somewhere in the trenches. Because we going to have a problem, Lil King Combs. So, my point even with all that is to say that, again, when you see the title, it say exposing these celebrities and exposing these YouTubers. These YouTubers are going to be the new distraction. This is the new portal. This is the batch that the higher ups and the elites are picking from now. Rappers have lost all integrity. Nobody believes the rappers anymore. Nobody is scared. When I was coming up, white people were scared of the rappers. White people were scared for their kids to listen to the rappers. You understand what I'm saying? Nowadays, they understand that you rappers are actors and nobody believes you guys anymore. So YouTube, content creators, yeah, we the next up. So any of these YouTubers doing 3-hour live streams telling you that, nah, why would he be doing this? They the ones that's distracting you. They the ones that's putting the smoke and mirrors in front of your face. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, my G. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. They're gonna have these YouTubers especially these jail dudes that been in jail for 30 years. Homie, you detached. You not even connected to the streets. You don't even really know what's going on. And then for you to be speaking about Gilly as a father and what a father could do and what he is to do and all this for his son, you out of pocket, homie. Who again, if you really know and you really see through the smoke and mirrors, it's like, who's listening to a dude who's raising a cat? Dog, you raising a cat. You got a motherfucking pit cat in your house. A dirty ass feline running all over your furniture and shedding all over your carpet. You might want to tend to that cat, homie. You might, You might want to tend to that cat. All I need is 25 soldiers. I don't need 600 sheep in my live chat. I don't need 600 sheep, homie. All I need is 25 soldiers. And you might want to tend to that dirty feline you got walking around your house, man. Yeah, why is nobody saying? You talking about what fathers do. You raising a cat. This dude, okay. I just had to say that. You raising a cat, homie. You don't wash the cat. You don't clean the cat. You ain't took the cat to get shots. You ain't took the cat to get his nails clipped. That's a dirty feline that you got walking all over your grandmama's sofa. Disrespectful, man. When the last time you took that cat to get washed? When the last time you combed the fur off that cat? Come on, man. You might, and then he the main one. He one of the main ones. It's not just Lil Zippy. It was a few other bloggers as well talking about, you guys are crazy, man. Talking about this, and he didn't get $100 million. Well, why did you? Well, this what I want to know. If you didn't get if you didn't get $100 million, why did you get on Instagram and post that story and post that video and try to convince us that you got $100 million? Oh, he got the money, but he didn't get rich that fast, and he didn't get rich that fast, and nah. Listen, Not that's all excuses. I told y'all about the excuses already. It's gonna listen, these rappers and these YouTubers, they gonna come with a whole bunch of excuses. Because when you look through the smoke and mirrors and you pull the curtains back and you look at it for what it is, it ain't gonna be no excuses. It's gonna be cut and dry. It ain't no gray area. And I don't hate nobody, Deshaun. I told y'all, it ain't nothing personal against Lil Zippy. It ain't nothing personal. It's all business. I've always been the one to listen to these dudes, not just New Yorkers, anybody. Any dude trying to talk that talk, trying to convince us that, you this, that, and the third. I always was the one that actually listened. I close my mouth and I listen. If somebody's talking, y'all gotta learn to close your mouth and listen and wait until it's your turn to talk. Digest what they saying, really intake what they saying and dissect it. And once I start hearing contradictions, once I start finding flaws in your character, once I start finding, chinks in your armor, I'ma expose that. So it ain't no hate. I said this before. I hope Lil Zippy get his podcast off the ground because I'ma use him as a prime example, as one of these jail dudes, one of these so-called hard boys that went to jail for killing somebody that looked just like him. And I'ma show you step by step. Step by step. Oh, we got the podcast jumping. We about to start the podcast. Next thing you know, we gonna see Zippy at one of those parties. Oh, we gonna see Lil Zippy at one of those parties, cause those jail dudes, those street dudes like Lil Baby, those the ones they love to get four pockets full. Just like Lil Baby. Lil dudes like Lil Zippy and Lil Baby, those the ones they want. They don't want Paul Logan, the white boy. They don't want him like that. White boys do that all the time. White boys do stuff like that. They hug each other. They sandwich each other. They say funny things to each other. Hey man, look at Peter. They talk like that. But dudes like Zippy, who ain't supposed to have none of that in them, or they gonna get them four pockets full, just like Lil Baby. So I hope he take off. He been begging to get in front of the higher ups and the elites, and you're gonna get what you asked for. All right, but I've always been the one to combat that energy, homie. I've always been the one. It's no beef. It's no hate. It's nothing personal. It's only business, and I'ma handle business. This is big grown man business TV, not the little one, right? But then even before these YouTubers, I said this already. Why is it always RIP? Why is it always a sympathy party? Why is it always these celebrities crying when they lose somebody? Why haven't they all come together, right? All of these millionaire celebrities we got within hip hop. Why haven't they come together to stop the violence? Why hasn't Jay-Z, who's the top of the top, the upper echelon, the numero uno, why hasn't Jay-Z said, listen, Lil Durk, you got Chicago. Go into the heart of the trenches, and you need to stop the violence in Chicago. Jay-Z goes into the heart of Brooklyn and stop these young drill rappers from smoking each other, right? Rick Ross, you go to Florida, you handle Florida. Lil Baby, we did see you with four pockets full, but we need, yeah, you did let them stuff your pockets from the front and the back, Lil Baby. Yeah, but anyway, you go to Atlanta, Lil Baby, and you step foot and you get foot on ground and you stop the violence. Matter of fact, we're going to have a round table meeting with all the top celebrities from every city, and we about to lay down the law. If you are a drill rapper and you talking about drills and you talking about smoking ops, you will not be getting booked. You will not be getting signed. We will blackball you out of the industry, and you will not be doing any shows because Live Nation and Rock Nation, we run all the venues that y'all perform at. See, it's real easy. And that's why I told y'all it's not hard. It's just that death is profitable. Selling death to our people is profitable, and they all make a lot. Gilly and Wallow. We just saw Wallow come out of jail. Gilly, you're a failed rapper, but you got some influence. You step into Philly and you put your feet on the ground and you stop. You and Meek Mill, y'all stop the violence in Philly. Y'all stop the violence. The problem is, oh man, listen, the problem is y'all don't want to stop the violence. Y'all don't want the violence to stop. Y'all only want y'all family to be able to avoid the violence. Y'all don't care about all the other young black men that's losing their life, all the young black men that lost their life. Y'all don't care about that. Long as it ain't your son, long as it ain't your cousin, long as it ain't your people, you don't care. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So yes, R.I.P. to Cheese. R.I.P. to that young man. Casualty of war. Casualty of war. Nothing is a coincidence. He didn't just get a straight bullet to the back. Nah, that ain't how it go down. The dude who pulled that trigger knew it was him. He knew exactly who he was looking at. Oh, that's Gilly's son. We got him. And then instead of pushing the real truth tellers into the algorithm, because we're going to expose the truth. We're going to actually bring solutions. We're going to get the job done. Just what I'm saying right now, if one of these multi-millionaire dudes took the blueprint of what I just said and implemented it, a lot of drama would stop, a lot of violence would stop. But why would you push me into the algorithm when you got Crip Mac? Yeah. They got rid of Nipsey Hussle and they gave us Crip Mac. Huh? They got rid of Young Dolph and they gave us Money Bag Yo. You understand what I'm saying? So why would you put Grown Man Business TV into the algorithm for everybody to hear this truth? When you got Lil Zippy with the drippy who just did 18 years in jail, and you know he was stuffing and boofing batteries and ounces of K2 up his a-hole for 18 years. Why would you? Nah, we gonna let Lil Zippy. Why would we replace grown? Why would we do that? Why would we do that when Grown Man Bennington already told us he don't want a podcast? He not signing the contract. He's going to tell the truth. He's going to pull the curtains from the smoke and mirrors, and he's going to get. Why would we put Grown Man Business into the algorithm when we got Lil Zippy with the drippy? Hey, you know Lil Zippy, he did 18 years in jail. He actually smoked. He actually deleted somebody that looked just like him. Hold on. Yeah. He actually deleted somebody that looked just like him. So we already know that, you know, Lil Zippy is down. He's down to kill his own people. He's down to delete and smoke his own people for nothing. For nothing. Salute. Yeah. You know, he said he walked up behind, and then he didn't even face that man and take his life. The dude said he was going to do something with him, do something to his brother, do something to him, and the dude turned around and started shooting dice again. And you know what Zippy did? He ran to his cousin's house. He got a firearm from his cousin's house, and then he ran back to the block because he was begging for attention. He was begging for some clout. He was begging for some so-called stripes, and he snuck up behind that man. I'm just giving y'all the real. That man never saw it coming. Zippy didn't go out in a gunfight. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing honorable. He snuck up behind that man and took his life. So we already know that he's a snake. So yeah, and let's put the icing on the cake. He's begging for a podcast. Woo. Oh, Lil Zippy, this dude right here is now Grown Man. Listen. Grown Man Business, he's in tune. This dude is in tune. This dude is gonna preach family. This dude is gonna talk. He's talking about being the head of your household. This dude, Grown Man Business, is talking a whole nother. We can't let him get into the algorithm. But Lil Zippy, he's begging for a contract. He's begging for a podcast. And listen, we all know what come with the podcast. We gonna give you a bag. But before you get your hands on this bag, you gonna sign the contract like Gilly and Wallow did. You ain't, these dudes ain't never dropped $1 million worth of game. Because if they did, we'll see videos of Gilly and Wallow in the middle of the hood with 100 black young boys around them. Everybody in Philly admires Gilly. They admire Wallow. If they went into the trenches, if they went into the trenches of Philly and they told on their Instagram or their YouTube, listen, we gonna be on Erie Avenue. Cause I used to get money in Philly, so I know about these streets. Erie Avenue. We gonna be in Erie Avenue on Friday. I want 1,000 young balls to show up. I need 1,000 young balls to show up, and we gonna show out. I need 1,000. Listen what I'm telling you. 10,000 young balls from all over the city will be on Erie Avenue. And Gilly and Wallow could have gave all of them young boys $1 million worth of game to stop the violence, stop the killing. No, they ain't doing that though. But imagine if they did. Imagine the decrease in violence in Philly if just Gilly and Wallow and Meek Mill went into the trenches and said we need 1,000 young boys to meet us there. It'd be 10,000, 20,000. And listen. No violence. We about to put everybody on. We about to put the whole Philly on. They see, and again, CNN ain't as powerful as Grown Man Business. The Breakfast Club ain't as powerful as Grown Man Business. You know, Fox News, they ain't as powerful as Grown Man Business TV. So those guys ain't even distractions. We all know what they are. Nobody believes, in DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God. They play butt tag too much all day on the radio. We don't believe you. You need more people. The YouTubers, it's certain particular YouTubers that's talking that talk, but they not going to be in the algorithm. Because the people that do listen to me, they believe me. They know it's real. Salute the clone Tatiana. Salute the clone Tatiana. That's the slim brown-skinned girl that be doing her thing on Instagram, be doing her thing on YouTube. She be talking that talk about segregation and everything with the violence. She be talking her talk, but she might have 10 people in her live stream. Now listen. Check this out. And salute clone Tatiana. That's my sister. Listen, if clone Tatiana was to get dressed up, put something real revealing on, show some cleavage, bust it wide open, she'll go from 10 people in her live stream to 1,000 people in her live stream. So my point of saying that is to say, it don't matter how many people in your live stream, that don't certify and that don't stamp what you doing, my G. A lot of these celebrities are puppets. These celebrities are puppets, and in the washed up celebrities, they're finding out a way to make them relevant again. We're gonna give you a podcast. Oh, Fat Joe, listen. Fat Joe, we're gonna give you a podcast. Today's price is not yesterday's price, and yesterday's price is not today's price. We're gonna make you relevant again, Fat Joe. But you know what? Fat Joe ain't gonna be in the middle of the Bronx because Fat Joe and Terror Squad, that's the Bronx. Well, we ain't never seen you in the Bronx calming them little Puerto Ricans down. You ain't calming, you can't calm them Puerto Ricans down because we all know you a puppet. Yeah, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Salute, Deshaun. Listen, man, I made sure the Wi-Fi was nice and neat tonight. I made sure the Wi-Fi was nice and neat. I didn't feel like getting up tonight. I double-checked the Wi-Fi, triple-checked the Wi-Fi. Don't look for the double cross. You better be looking for the triple cross. So yeah, we're gonna give you guys podcasts, and then we're gonna use you guys to distract the masses. They don't believe the rappers anymore. Lil Zip, listen, Crip Mac. We had Nipsey Hussle. He was preaching real estate. He was preaching, opportunity zones. He was preaching entrepreneurship. He was preaching ownership. That's the same thing like Grown Man Business TV. We gonna talk about some things tonight. We gonna talk about see. Let's stay on Nipsey. The higher ups in the elites, they playing chess at the highest level. Oh, we saw little shitty cuz smoke Nipsey, and what they gonna do? Call that gang violence? No, that was a signed hit. That was a paid assassin. That was an assassination of the real. They assassinated the real right in front of us, and then they gave us Crip Mac. Oh, see what I'm saying? See how real this is? You ain't gonna find this nowhere else. You ain't gonna find this nowhere else, homie. That's why Grown Man Business, the voice is powerful. They got rid of Nipsey Hussle and they gave us Crip Mac. That's the same thing. Oh, yeah, why is that? Nipsey Hussle was able to step into the hoods. He was able to start mending the beefs. And Nipsey said it himself, he got respect in 100 hoods. Nipsey had Jake, he had one of the dudes on his clique that was from the blood clique. He had another dude from his clique from another hood they was rivals with. Nipsey was able to go into every hood and stop the violence, and he was actually doing that. That's why they got rid of him so fast. It was no coincidence. It actually was deeper than the store and the property that he owned. It was deeper than that. Yeah. Nipsey, I'm not gonna go too deep on Nipsey, but I want to say this. Nipsey read a book called The Spook by the Door. I read that same book. Powerful book. If you, I would suggest go read it, right? So you can get your own perspective. But I'll say this in a quick synopsis. The Spook by the Door was about a dude from the hood that went into the CIA, and he was the one guy from the hood, from the urban community, that was able to sit by the door and listen to what was going on and what they was planning, plotting, and scheming in those offices. And then he would turn around and he would give that information to the hood. So Nipsey, where he crossed himself up, is that he thought he was really the spook by the door, and he was, but he went on to the Breakfast Club. I'm giving y'all some real game right here. Nipsey Hussle went into the Breakfast Club and he explained that to Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy, and that was when he exposed himself. That's when the higher ups and elite said, "Oh shit, he got one over on us." So when he signed his contract, because yes, Nipsey signed the contract. Nipsey signed the contract in the hopes of being a spook by the door. He went ahead and he finally signed the contract so that he could get in those rooms and then he could bring the knowledge back to us. But he told on himself. A lot of these dudes, they go again. You start getting some motion. You start winning a little bit. You feel like you got some traction. You feel like you lit and you get comfortable. And you think these dudes is your homie. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a casino with you, Nipsey Hussle. We got a casino being built, and we want you in on it. Yeah, they trick you out position, and then you go on to the Breakfast Club where you feel comfortable to talk to DJ Envy and Charlemagne the God, and you got a rainbow flag behind you that you ain't even paid no attention to, and you on the Breakfast Club talking about the spook by the door, talking about your intentions, not just the book, but how you read the book and you saw what you saw and you got some knowledge from the book and you want to apply it to the industry. Nah, you won't do that. You won't do that. We're gonna make it look like gang violence. Oh, it's easy. Oh, it's real easy when we say it's gang violence. Oh, nobody's gonna ask any questions. Whoever did it, we'll get them out of here. Don't you worry. Nobody's gonna ask any questions after that. Gang violence. Everybody was worried about the property. It was deeper than rap. I always tell y'all that it's deeper than rap. See what I'm saying? So when again, and after we get rid of Nip, who we gonna give y'all? Now I'm gonna just leave it like this. I don't want to go too deep on that, right? But even saying you're in a gang right now is dangerous. You get indicted. But Crip Mac somehow has a pass. Crip Mac is nifty. Crip Mac, he 5C5, he C5 forever, five ever. Crip Mac, he tells it every day that he is a Hoover destruction. He is a Cripper and he is a Hoover destruction. And somehow he get a pass. They ain't indicting Crip Mac. I mean, they caught him with a gun. He had to do some time, but they ain't indicting Crip Mac. They got rid of Nipsey Hussle and they gave us Crip Mac. You understand me? So that's what I mean when I say these YouTubers gotta be exposed as well. Yeah, these YouTubers, these content creators, these thirsty content creators that's thirsty to get in that door. They thirsty for the attention of the higher ups and the elites. They get to talking, yeah, man, you know, these guys is wearing chains and they got big gold chains. Yeah. You hating, dog. Like, you wish you had some jewelry. You wish you was able to get your hands on some gold. You know, you wish you was in position. So now, you know, us wearing gold chains is, come on, man, you a distraction, homie. You a distraction. You know what I'm saying? And salute to everybody that wants to be distracted. Salute to everybody that wants to be distracted. That's why they got sports. That's why back in the Roman days, they had the arena. They had the gladiators, because it's a lot of people that want to be distracted, but it's a handful of y'all that want the truth. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be at all times, my G. Little Zippy with the drippy, man. Hey, listen, man. Unblock my main page, homie. I ain't gonna spend too much time on you, man. But you not gonna be talking slick under your throat, talking under your tongue, you know, talking under your breath, you know, trying to be subliminal and saying this and saying that. I'ma address it every time, man. You don't want no kind of dialogue. You don't want no kind of smoke. Go ahead and get your podcast going. Just don't forget to tell us. Don't forget, you've been shoving batteries and ounces of K2 up your a-hole for 18 years. So don't forget to tell us what the higher ups and the elites shove up your a-hole when you get that podcast jumping, homie. Don't forget to let us know what, because I'm gonna let Deshaun, I'm not gonna let you forget about that. I'm not gonna let you forget about that. I don't care how hard you act. I don't care how much you talk about jail. Always remember that you said that you packed up batteries and you go and get your little piece of plastic and you show us how big the batteries is that you was able to stuff in your a-hole. Zippy don't want no smoke like that. Zippy ain't running up on nobody. Zippy ain't ran up on Blue Boy when Blue Boy ran down on him. Zippy ain't running down on nobody. Call Outs TV wanted some smoke with him. He ain't running down. Call Outs TV and Zippy with the drippy both live in Brooklyn, and Zippy is avoiding that. So he definitely not gonna run up on and it ain't pause. Deshaun, listen, homie. It ain't no pause in that. Zippy said out of his own mouth that he used to pack batteries and shove them up his ass to go from jail to jail. Zippy said he used to have all the K2 in the house. He used to shove K2. He used to pack it up nice and neat. I don't know if he was using Vaseline from the canteen or if he was using grape jelly from his breakfast, but he was shoving it up his ass. And he's been doing that for 18 years. Ain't no pause in that. And it ain't no allegedly. Yeah. Well, you know, again, I don't discriminate, right? So I like to get at Lil Zippy because Lil Zippy, you know, you need to explain to us how you were shoving batteries up in your a-hole, right? You know, we don't want to hear no more jail stories, but Adam 22, DJ Vlad, these dudes, listen, let me give you some game. Vladimir. Don't that name, don't that name sound familiar? Vladimir Putin. That's the president of Russia. So DJ Vladimir, and the president of Russia got the same name. DJ Vlad is an enemy. He's more than a gatekeeper. DJ Vlad is more than a culture vulture. He's an absolute op. DJ Vlad. And what you got to understand is dudes like DJ Vlad, dudes like Adam 22, dudes like 1090 Jake, they are shunned from their own culture. Dude, you know, those Russians, those people with the low hats, they don't rock with Vladimir like that. And a lot of the time, that's what pushes these dudes like Vlad and you know 1090 Jake and Adam 22. It pushes them to our culture. They come to our culture and they're able to capitalize off our culture. And once they make enough money in our culture, that's when they're now accepted by their own kind. Adam 22, let me tell you something. Adam 22 learned and he really figured out how to finesse the game, and he did that recently with the whole thing with his wife. But look at the old pictures of Adam 22. Adam 22 got tattoos all over his head, and Adam 22 used to have a shaved head. He used to look like a skinhead. That shit didn't really work in our culture. So he grew his hair out, got a little edge up. You know, he wears little glasses. He had to do what he had to do to be incorporated, to be accepted in our culture. These dudes are enemies, homie. These dudes are absolute enemies. You got to know something. Look, Nipsey ain't rock with Adam 22. Nipsey didn't rock with Adam 22. And to this day, Nipsey wouldn't have rocked with Adam 22. You understand what I'm saying? Nipsey wouldn't have, but see, again, they had to get rid of Nipsey and give us Crip Mac. So yeah, you know, Crip Mac is, I gotta be real specific and careful on YouTube and the words I use. So Crip Mac is slow motion. I say it like that. He's slow motion. If you take the motion off, he's slow motion. He ain't wrapped too tight. He got some screws loose. So Crip Mac, I don't think I highly doubt that he's thinking that deep to where he's making plans. He just needs some money. It's fight Crip. That's all he want to do is Crip, and he wanna bang, and he wanna wear blue, and he just wanna make some increments. That's all he wanna do. You understand what I'm saying? But DJ Vlad, I want to take my time with this, but we gonna get to China Mac. I'm gonna talk about China Mac. Oh, I got some good. Anyway, Adam 22 used to be a skinhead. Vlad, DJ Vlad, his name is Vladimir. He put the DJ in front of it like DJ Khaled did because that's acceptable in our culture. DJ this and DJ Clue and DJ that and DJ whatever. His name is Vladimir. Anybody told y'all and broke it down like that to y'all? Vladimir Putin, that's the Russian president, and then you got DJ Vlad and his name is Vladimir. I told y'all YouTube is powerful. YouTube is powerful. When you in this thing and you ain't searching for help, you ain't banging at the door of the higher ups and the elites, you just doing your thing, that's when you're dangerous. When you up here and you're smoking your joints and you're talking about killing black people and you're just a puppet, homie. You're already a puppet. You just haven't had, they ain't hooked the strings to you yet. The Geppetto ain't put the strings to you yet. He gonna let you do a little more damage. Then he gonna lock you in. Yeah. And when he locks you in, we gonna get back to Low Zippy in them packs of batteries. Yeah. Lil Zippy, we gonna get back to you with the packs of batteries that you was shoving up your a-hole and the K2 that you had in every yard. In every jail you was in, you had ounces of K2 and you was boofing them. You had to do what you had to do. That's what you said. Salute to all my investors that send me the clips of Lil Zippy talking about stuffing foreign objects up his a-hole. We gonna get back to you, Lil Zippy. Adam 22, I told you, skinhead. Vladimir Putin, DJ Vladimir. Whew. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. 1090 Jake. These, again, I told you, these YouTubers, they gotta be exposed as well. 1090 Jake is a fed. 1090 Jake was on the news wherever he lives at in Florida or Boston, whatever which one you want to pick. And he was telling the news anchor just how all the convicts was able to get contraband in jail. He's a rat exposing rats. .1090 Jake is a rat that got the nerve to be exposing rats. You think the higher up, yeah, you think the higher ups and elites ain't got their hands in the pot when it come to .1090 Jake? He's a distraction. Where is he getting all of this information? How is it, and then how is it that he's able to claim, listen, man, soon as he got in bed with the higher ups and the elites, he got a big chain. He got a big chain. You got a vat. You got a rat exposing rats. These YouTubers got to be exposed as well, man. They got to be exposed as well. I'm going to definitely expose the celebrities. I'm going to expose the higher ups and elites. That's how I got 16,000 subscribers. Exposing the higher ups and the elites. Exposing the game that they play on everybody that's involved. The game that they play on everybody that invests energy into that game. I'm going to expose that. But these YouTubers, they got to go too. They got to go. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Like I said, man, it's a handful of us that's talking that realness. Clone Tatiana, you know, she a little rough around the edges, and she figuring out how to get her message across, but it's powerful. It's a powerful message. It's a powerful message. Look, so .1090 Jake, he's a snake. He's a rat exposing rats. He's in bed with the feds. He's in bed with the, I would believe he's in bed with the government. The federal government got their hands on .1090 Jake. You understand me? Now let's move on. Let's move forward. You got China Mac. Oh, China Mac. I told y'all before that, you know, China Mac, his elders, China Mac, grandmama, his mama, his daddy, they don't rock with black people like that. They hated the fact that he was indulging in our culture. China Mac, his family, they almost abandoned him because he was indulging in our culture. A China man. I don't call him China Mac. I call him China man. He's a China man. But again, just like Vladimir, just like .1090 Jake, just like Adam 22, once you come into our culture and you capitalize off it and you monetize off it and you start making a big bag off of our culture, that's when your family and that's when your culture will start to accept you. Oh, we see why you was going over there with those black people now. Oh, you was going over there to suck more money out of it. Oh, okay. Now listen. We done already put Chinese stores in their neighborhoods. We done already put Chinese stores in their neighborhoods. So we've been sucking money out their neighborhoods for a long time. But you done found another avenue, China man. Oh, or hip hop. Wow, we never thought about that, China man. Oh, we love you. Now his people is with him. So I been told you, first and foremost, the China man don't rock with us. They don't rock with black people. They only rock with us when you able, China, Vietnamese, all of that. They only rock with us when they can make money off of us, when they can suck and funnel money out of our communities. That's when they rock with us. And that's a prime example of China Mac. Now, it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap because I'm definitely going to scratch the surface now. Now, just a few months ago, China Mac had a beef with with 050 the movement. Some dudes out in Brooklyn. He was beefing with Troy Ave. Some black dudes. Nah. He's a public figure. He's a public figure, concrete. So we gonna speak on that. And I know the real gonna hurt your feelings, homie. But that's a China man. That ain't your homie. That's a Chinaman. That ain't your homie, huh? They been feeding you and your mama and your sister. They been feeding you fried cat for a long time, Concrete. I'm sorry to give you the truth, but if you came to this channel, that's what you came for. They've been feeding you four cats and rice for a long time. They've been feeding you four cats and rice for a long time. And like I said, he had a problem with some dudes. He was definitely claiming blood. He was in jail. He was claiming he was blood, and something happened where some words got exchanged and some beef arose. And China Mac, he went out to Troy Ave's neighborhood, and he went on his block, and he went into the Chinese store over there on Troy Ave's corner, and he did a video. He did a video, and he was taunting Troy Ave, and he was saying, "Yeah, Troy Ave, this is China Man. This is China Mac, China Man." He was on the block, on Troy Ave's block, and he was telling them, "Yeah, I'm on your corner." They said you got shot on this corner. He was saying a whole lot. But I want to ask you a question. Who you think was the cameraman for China Man? Who you think China Man cameraman was? You wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't listen. Salute to everybody. In the chat, who do you think China Man's cameraman? I'm talking about the guy standing behind the camera, holding it, getting different angles of this China Man disrespect some black dudes. He was all behind the camera. He was holding the camera. He was getting real good angles of this China Man disrespecting some black dudes. Who you think the cameraman was? Yo, I can't make this up, homie. Oh, little Zippy with the drippy. Drippy, little Zippy was China Mac's cameraman. Oh, go look at the video. It was a couple of months ago. Just YouTube or Google, China Mac in Troy Ave's hood, and it's a video of China Mac with a Montclair jacket on, and he's walking through this Brooklyn neighborhood, and he has somebody recording him, and it was Little Zippy the cameraman. That's what I was calling him at the time, Little Zippy the cameraman. And my point of saying that is that, again, these dudes, Vladimir, Adam 22, 1090 Jake, China Mac, all these different cultures, they manipulate our culture. They capitalize off our culture. They'll even have a little Zippy with the drippy holding the camera for a Chinaman. For a Chinaman. Now I'm gonna get deeper. I'm gonna take it to another level, and I'm gonna scratch the surface with this Chinaman. I'm gonna scratch the surface with this Chinaman, because I'm gonna show you exactly what he do. I'm gonna give you. I don't make this up. They lay out the script, and I just tell you guys. I articulate myself in a certain way where I can get on this YouTube without doing a lot of cussing, without doing a lot of N words and X, Y, and Z, and I can give you this game. He used Lil Zippy. Oh, he used Lil Zippy. He had Lil Zippy holding the camera. They was walking all around the neighborhood. It was raining outside, and Lil Zippy was the cameraman for the day. And it started to get hot because a lot of dudes was calling from jail. It was X, Y, and Z was happening. And you know what? China Mac made his way to the West Coast. After he used Lil Zippy up, after he used Lil Zippy, and he manipulated these dudes that's so shallow-minded. They not smart guys at all. They not the sharpest knives in the cabinet at all, my G. After he used Lil Zippy for the cameraman, he took a flight out west, and he ain't been back to New York since. Lil Zippy can't even get in contact with a China man, a China Mac. He can't even get in contact with him now. And guess what he did? Oh, I told you, they got rid of Nipsey and they gave us Crip Mac, and then a China man from New York flew to LA and he got with Crip Mac, and now he's monetizing and he's capitalizing off of Crip Mac. And as long as Crip Mac getting his increments, he don't mind being manipulated by a Chinaman. Whew. Ooh, thank you. Ooh, listen. When the universe, listen, I can't make this up. I just spill the information. China Mac, he used Lil Zippy as a cameraman. Man, listen, nah, ain't nobody gonna get smacked. Lil Zippy think he got motion. He think he the man right now. Go get your podcast, Lil Zippy. But just don't forget to let us know what you did in them, in them back rooms for that podcast. Don't you forget to let us know what you did in them back rooms. Woo, you've been stuffing foreign objects up your a-hole for a long time. So the higher ups and the elites already know you ain't got no resistance. It ain't tight. It ain't tight back there. They gonna slide right here. Yeah, they gonna get your 4 pockets full, just like Lil Baby. You ready for that? You been ready a long time ago. But again, China Mac manipulated Lil Zippy with the drippy. He had Lil Zippy with the drippy running around with the cameraman look. He was the cameraman for a few days. And then after he got done with Lil Zippy, he took a flight out west. He took a flight to LA. And you know what? He found another victim. Crip Mac. Now let me ask you this. You think Nipsey would have fell for that? Do you think Nipsey would have failed for that? Do you think Nipsey would have let a Chinaman come from New York and start capitalizing and monetizing off of him? Nah. Nipsey would have kicked China Mac in his ass and sent them back to Chinatown. Yeah. Nipsey would have kicked China Mac in his ass and sent them back to Chinatown where he belongs, homie. But since we ain't got Nipsey no more, you got a Crip Mac. Oh yeah, Chinaman been feeding you 4 cats and rice for a long time. It ain't that hard for him to go out to Cali and manipulate a Crip Mac. Listen to me. Let me listen, cause listen, I told you, I made sure the YouTube was on point. I made sure the Wi-Fi was on point tonight. But I'm gonna go get my charger. We gonna stay on this. Right now, don't let me forget. China Mac, Nipsey would have kicked him in his ass and sent them back to Chinatown. Let's stay right there. Now, just hold on. Hold your horses. Don't you worry. I'll be right back. Oh, there it is. There it is. That's my favorite painting in the house too, right there. Hold on. Yeah. Don't trip. Don't trip. We back. Hold on. Yeah. Nipsey wouldn't have let it happen, homie. Appreciate that. Yeah, I got a lot of art around the crib. Black art. You know? So these YouTubers, they got to be exposed as well. Lil Zippy was a cameraman for China Mac. Now China Mac is exploiting Crip Mac. China Man. He got him out there. He making a lot of money. He making a lot of money off of China. China Mac is making a gang of money off of Crip Mac, exploiting him. And see, he learned that from his family. His family been exploiting the black community for a long time. China Mac. Hey man, listen, Southside P. You keep Lil Zippy's zip out your mouth. How about that? How about that, homie? Lil Zippy don't want no type of smoke with me, so you don't gotta worry about that. We're gonna grow this channel organically. We're not asking for help. We're not asking for a contract. I'm just the one telling you what come with the contract. I'm the one telling you what come with the podcast. You mad about that? Lil Zippy been listen. Lil Zippy been talking about a podcast for some months now. Him, Tax Stone, but he ain't tell you Southside P what he's what he's willing to do. He ain't tell you that the contract come with the podcast. Yeah, these rappers, these YouTubers, they always leave certain details out. They always forget to tell us, just like King Von, they forget to tell us that they was in PC. They forget to tell us that that blue boy put the knife. You let Lil Zippy talk long enough and he tells on himself. He didn't mean to tell us about Blue Boy. He didn't mean to tell us that he was ducking that smoke. He didn't mean to tell us how exactly he was getting all that K2 in those jails. He didn't mean to tell us that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You're gonna have to do what you're gonna have to do, Southside P. I already told, listen, one thing for sure, two things for certain. My investors, they already know I ain't gonna bend, break, or fold for $100 million. I ain't gonna bend, break, or fold for a podcast. I ain't gonna bend, break, or fold for a contract. I ain't knocking at the doors of the higher ups and the elites. So you saying what you gonna do, man, you didn't mind, listen, you typing in my comment section. And salute to you, my G, because you're highly invested in the channel. But you telling me what you gonna do to me through comments don't move me. It don't move me. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But you tell your homie, right? You tell your homie, stop using subliminals, man. These YouTubers, they gotta be exposed. Zippy is in this. Listen, Zippy with the drippy is in the same boat as Vladimir. They're just on higher levels than Zippy. Zippy is begging. He's begging the higher ups and elites to allow him to reach those levels, and he'll do anything. We already know, because when he was in jail, he had to do what he had to do. Listen, and God forbid I ever have to do something like that. But I ever go down for some, I'm not smoking nothing if I got to shove it up. I'll be sober. I'll be sober for however long it's going to take, but I'm not shoving anything up. I'm not boofing anything. Is is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, my G. Nah, I don't wear chicletas, homie. I don't wear slides. I don't wear Yeezys. I ain't never bought one pair of Yeezys. I just ain't into Yeezys like that. Um, you go to church or something, or you doing something, you handling some business, you got a meeting or something. Yeah, you're gonna put some nice dress shoes on, and you're gonna wear the socks that slide into the dress shoes. But I ain't never had no Gucci slides. I ain't never had no Yeezys either. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we just different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not stuffing nothing. I ain't stuffing nothing, and we not gonna get. I don't want to go, but this is the thing. How are you getting? How are you getting that? Because this is the thing. You can't just shove it up. I mean, unless you're wide open like that, Lil Zippy. Unless you just busted wide open to where you can shove batteries and you can shove K2. Because he said batteries, and he said he know a lot of OGs that was shoving batteries and boofing batteries, man. We again, these YouTubers, man, they gotta be watched. There's red flags all over the field. These dudes have to be, and then again, what started this whole conversation is the fact that you got a lot of us real truth talkers, real truth tellers. speaking truth about what happened with Gilly. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you got again, you got a Zippy with the drippy talking about what a father with a 25-year-old son does and what he dog. You're raising a cat. Southside P, your homie's raising a feline. He's raising a cat. You don't get to talk about what parents do, homie. You don't get to talk about what a father would do and and like I said, you don't see King Combs in the trenches anywhere where he can get his head blown off at. You don't see King Combs in the middle of the Bronx. You don't see King Combs in the middle of Brooklyn, and it's a reason for that. His daddy is highly respected. King Combs respects his father. And he knows, yeah, I might be able to go to these parties, but I can't go hang out in the trenches. Listen, Gilly, are you gonna try to come back and give us $1 million worth of game after your son got dead like he did in the trenches? Nah, I ain't block you, homie. I ain't block you, Southside P. You still appearing in the chat. I'm nothing like your homie Zippy with the drippy, homie. I don't look into the chat and see comments that I don't like and start doing this. I don't do this. I don't get the block. And that's anytime you see him doing this, that means he blocking you. I'm blocked. But you ain't blocked, homie. So keep typing. But it's a reason. So Gilly, you think you're gonna be able to come back? We don't respect it, homie. You should have been giving your son that $1 million worth of game. You should have been dropping that game in his ear and letting him know, listen, man, I done laid down with the higher ups and the elites. I done signed the contract. You just saw me post a video of me and your cousin signing a $100 million contract. If they got the $100 million or not, y'all told the world that y'all got $100 million. We need you to stay out the trenches, homie. Don't be in North Philly. Don't be on Erie Avenue. Don't be nowhere in the trenches. And don't let me find out you in the trenches. That's what he's supposed to been talking. That's what he's supposed to been telling his son. So you got a few of us truth tellers talking, and then you got dudes like Lil Zippy with the drippy trying to counter that, trying to say, hey, nah, these dudes, nah, you got a cat, a pit cat. You should never talk about what fathers do. You should never talk about what real men do, big dogs. You need to raise that cat. When the last time you took that cat to get shots, Lil Zippy? When the last time you took that cat to get his nails clipped? When the last time you brushed that cat? That's a filthy cat you got walking all over your grandmama's furniture. You got that dirty cat running all over your grandmama's furniture. You got that filthy pit cat shedding fur all over your grandmama's carpet. You stick to that, man. You stick to that, homie. You stick to that. You don't believe that. Come on, homie. Fake chains. Come on, baby. Hey, baby. You know I don't like to do no bragging. Hold up, Southside P. I'm glad you here. Cause I don't like to do no bragging, Southside P. But I do like, yeah, I want you to run back and tell Lil Zippy that. This ain't no rented house, homie. This ain't Airbnb, baby. Yeah. This ain't Airbnb. This is what you obtain when you want grown man business, homie. So if you see how, come on, you think the chains is fake when the pool is changing colors? You think the chain is fake when the pool is wet? Come on, man. Come on, you know better than that. Look, I ain't gonna waste too much time on them. But Southside, I'm gonna open up the slide doors for you, homie. I'm in my living room. The pool is 5 feet from my couch. The pool is 5 feet. I could dive off my couch into my pool, homie. Okay. Okay. We not the same. We not the same. Me or Lil Zippy. That's why I'm exposing. Come on, man. I ain't going outside to show you the cars, little homie. You ain't got that much control. You mad too, Southside P. Look, the pool changed colors, homie. The pool changed colors. It don't take long. That motherfucker changing colors, That motherfucker, look at that deep, look how deep that color is. Yeah, yeah. You don't believe that. You don't believe that. That's why this is grown man business TV. This is not, we not sitting on our grandmama couch. Yeah, these YouTubers, they, man, listen, man. I'm gonna leave the slide door open for you. I'm gonna leave the slide door open for you, man. These YouTubers is distractions. I just wanted to do that. Run back and tell Lil Zippy that, man. You feel me? But when you got truth tellers really breaking down the real ins and outs, the real ins and outs of what's going on with Gilly. It's bigger than Gilly. It's bigger than his son. It's bigger than rap. It's deeper than rap. But when you got real truth tellers, you know, speaking and telling the truth, you're gonna have dudes like Lil Zippy and a few other bloggers and YouTube content creators that I saw trying to divert, trying to deflect, trying to distract you, adding more smoke and mirrors, adding more smoke and mirrors to the situation. Again, these rappers don't want the violence to stop. They just don't want their family to get caught up in the mix. All of these children losing their life in Philly. All of these kids losing their life. All of these young men dying in Philly every day. And now all of a sudden we supposed to jump and hoop and cry because Gilly lost his son. That's a casualty of war. That's what come when you sign the contract and you know that. That's what come when you sign the contract and you know that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the door open for him. Hold up. And it's changing colors. Yes, it done changed colors again. I'm gonna leave the door open for you, man. We not the same. I don't listen. I can't wait for the day, and I'm gonna apply pressure, homie, cause you not built like that. You not built like that, and you raising a cat. Don't you ever speak on what grown men do. Don't ever speak on what fathers do.
Oh man, how can he tell? He said, how can he tell his son what to do? His son is 25 years old. He get
Nah, yeah. See, that's how I know you don't know. That's how I know you raising a cat. Your son 25 years old, you can still tell him what to do, especially if he ain't like a real situated 25-year-old. If he ain't a 25-year-old man that's in position, that's making money, that's married with children. If he a young teenage looking 25-year-old man like Gilly the kid's son was, he's 25 years old with a big chain on. We know you didn't pay for that chain, your daddy paid for it. So if you one of those 25-year-olds, oh, we gonna tell you what to do, homie. But see, you don't know what you're talking about because you raising a cat. And you ain't even raising that cat right. We get the goddamn, listen, we get the people in there, SPCA. If we get the SPCA to come and look and check on that cat, they're gonna take the pit cat. Stop playing with you. Stop playing with real ones like me. I'll make a phone call to the SPCA and have them come do a wellness check on that little pit cat. Don't make me call the SPCA and have them do a wellness check on that pit cat, because they will take that cat. They'll say, hey, Mr. Darian. Hey, Mr. Darian, this cat hasn't had his shots? Wow. How long have you had this cat? Yeah. This cat right here, his nails are overgrown. Yeah. His nails are overgrown. He hasn't been shaved. He hasn't been brushed. When's the last time this cat been to a vet? We're gonna take this cat. Pit cat ass will be in jail somewhere where you just came from, behind bars, because you ain't even taking care of the cat right. So don't you ever talk about what,
oh man, he's 25 years old. I mean,
yeah, if I had a 25-year-old son and I'm in bed with the higher ups and the elites, he's not gonna be in the trenches. I'm a big dog. Yeah, you 25, and I'm obviously 45, 50. I'ma tell you what to do, and you gonna do it, nigga. You crazy? What you mean?
oh man, he's 25 years old.
Yeah. So you got truth tellers like me saying, Gilly, you failed that young man. You failed your son, homie. I'm sure you feel that. You don't need us to tell you that you failed your son. We telling you, bruh. You know, I know you feeling it. I know you feeling it because for some reason your son was in the trenches when he ain't have to be. And you trying to tell us you done tarnished your brand because ain't no way you giving us $1 million worth of game and your son got smoked like that. Ain't no way. Listen, excuse me, listen. Ain't no way you giving us $1 million worth of game and your son was in the trenches and he ain't no better to be in those trenches to get his back blown out. So how you gonna give us $1 million worth of game? How you gonna do that? Did the dude that did the dude that did that to your son, is he handled? You don't need to come back on a podcast until some action. You need to go take action, homie. Or you need to sit down and look in the mirror and say, man, I've been spending all this time spilling all this game into this podcast, spilling all this game into this content, and I ain't took 1 second to double back to my community and slow this violence down. If I would have took 1 second, if I would have took a whole weekend and did a festival, the Gilly and Wallow festival. See, these dudes, they get this money. They want to portray to us that they balling. They want to portray to us that they got motion. I'm talking about all the way down to the lowest levels, like Lil Zippy with the Drippy. They want us to be like jealous or envious of their so-called motion. But these dudes can't go back to their hood and stop violence. These dudes ain't powerful. We had a couple of powerful ones. Nipsey, Young Dolph. They was powerful, homie. Tupac. They was powerful. These dudes that get this money and sign these contracts and get these record deals and they start these podcasts, these dudes have absolutely no power. We not the same, man. We not. Listen. You got to understand something, right? The higher ups and elites know I ain't never killed a black person. They know that I ain't never harmed a black person. They know that I'm a warrior. They know they can, listen, if you believe it or not, these people comb through our videos. They comb through my videos. I got to be very articulate when I'm talking to y'all. I don't get to, listen. I don't get on these videos and do a whole bunch of cursing and a whole bunch of profanity like Lil Zippy with the Drippy and still get my videos, to make money monetized. I can't say no cuss word because they know how powerful I am because I'm a warrior. And if I ain't never deleted or hurt none of my own people, then who am I a warrior towards? Do the math. Do the math. I'm the one saying I'm going to go on the other side of the tracks to do dirt. I'm going to go on the other side of the tracks to do that. I wouldn't dare do that to one of my own. Yeah, yeah, Cube. Yeah, why you think they blackballing Cube? Why you think that Big Three situation ain't they blackballing him? He going to all these different platforms to talk and say, hey, why is the NBA and why are these higher ups and the elites blocking the Big Three? Because Cube, like you said, Loso Warrior, Cube is one of the ones like me. I'm one of the ones like him. Yeah, we gangster. We'll get something done, but we gonna go across the tracks. China Mac, right? Let's talk about Charleston White because I saw somebody say he's another YouTuber. But I can't really, I won't say that Charleston White is a distraction. I'm gonna say this, right? Charleston White says some real things. Charleston White has a great message. The problem with Charleston White is the same problem that Lil Zippy with the Drippy got. They want to be famous. They banging at the door. They want the higher ups and the elites' attention. So it don't really matter what Charleston White say. We all know you want to be a comedian. It don't really matter what you say. We all know that you're trying to get a movie script. We all know that you are a character for the higher ups and the elites. You are a gesture, Charleston White. Respectfully, my G. We saw your message in the beginning when it was pure. Once the higher ups and the elites let you know that, yo, you might, we'll let you walk through this door. We'll let you get with what's the comedian name that he's riding around with right now? We'll let you get with him. He's signed to Rock Nation. He's signed to Live Nation. Yes, we'll vet you a little bit. We want to try you out. We want to make sure that you're a clown. We want to make sure that you're really a character. And once you really prove to us that you're a character, we'll let you go on tour with what's the damn comedian name? We'll let you in the door with Rock Nation. Always pay attention to how happy Charleston White gets when a celebrity says his name. I think Little Uzi Vert said his name recently, and he was happy. He went on a whole rant and tirade about how Little Uzi Vert, a Satan worshiper, said his name. So again, these YouTubers got to be exposed just like these celebrities. They got to be exposed just like these. Charleston White, you got to be exposed, homie. I wouldn't, all of that ranting and raving all over YouTube ain't something that will affect me, homie. You always talk about the big house that yeah, I got a bigger house. You always talk about X, Y, and Z. We doing that over here as well. I'm not these YouTubers. So all that talk, you get to talking, it wouldn't affect me. I'm not looking for no smoke with Charleston White, but I will say this, you are a puppet already. Charleston already has the strings attached. The Geppetto already, they jumping Charleston around like this. And now they are allowing him to make some money with Rock Nation. Now listen, you heard this here first. After Charleston White makes his money with Rock Nation, he goes on tour, they're going to see where they can take this comedian thing. If he's good enough to do his own show, if he's good enough to do his own thing. But after he reaches his plateau, after he reaches his peak, they're going to crash Charleston White out. Something's going to come up. It's going to be something, the typical thing it's going to be the typical thing. It's going to be like sexual assault. He's going to have like a R-word charge. Something's going to pop up, and they're going to really do you dirty for our entertainment. That's what this is about, for our entertainment. So Charleston White is the same thing as Lil Zippy. These YouTubers that they begging for the higher ups. Please open the door for me. I'll say anything on this YouTube thing. I'll do anything. Just give me a chance to get some money. Well, we're gonna give you a chance to get some money. But either we gonna crash you out, because they're gonna crash Charleston out. I don't believe, Charleston got one eye. He got like a bald head. His hair grow in patches. Charleston ain't one of the ones they would want 4 pockets full like Lil Baby. Charleston ain't the one they gonna want at one of those parties to bust it wide open. Lil Zippy is one of the ones they get at that party. Lil Zippy talk gangsta. I'ma smack you. I'ma do this. I shot homie in his head and blew his head off. He's one of the ones they want to buck break. On top of him already shoving K2 and batteries up his a-hole already. He done already told us that he does that. So now they know that he's prime real estate, Lil Zippy. You done already prime that area of your body for foreign objects to go in and out. So Zippy's gonna end up at a mansion party. He's gonna end up at a Rock Nation brunch. He's gonna end up at Mike Rubin, is that his name? Is that his name? Mike Rubin, Rick Rubin, one of the Rubins. He's gonna end up at that all white party with Lil Baby, and for that podcast, we all see it's a hold up, it's a stall. It's not really the podcast is being talked about, but he ain't really, he ain't really, he ain't really it ain't really took off yet. Charleston White, on the other hand, they're gonna crash him out. Yeah, his best was on YouTube, and he's already reached his plateau on YouTube. That's why he's doing openers for Rock Nation. Oh, they not done with Charleston White yet. But he's already in bed with the higher ups and elites. He's not going to tell you that. That's why his content on YouTube ain't the same. That's why we don't see him like that. That's why it ain't like it used to be. It's not pure anymore. The high he's he already in bed with the higher ups and elites. Yeah, he's been compromised. That's what I was looking for. Charleston White has been compromised. He is no longer the Charleston White that we known to love. He's not that guy. He's been gone for a long time. You understand me? Yeah. Southside P, I hope you run back and tell your boy, man. We on to him. We've been talking about this See, I'm the one telling everybody what come with these podcasts. Where else on YouTube are you hearing this? You ain't heard nobody. All you've been doing is seeing these rappers and seeing these people that the higher ups and the elites hand pick, pop up with podcasts. You just been seeing that. You're like, damn, man, wow, salute. Gilly and Wallow got a podcast. Wow, man, salute. Joe Button got a whole new deal with his podcast with Spotify and all these and Apple Music. Wow, DJ Academics, these dudes all got podcasts. So they get mad at me. They don't like the fact, and again, like I said before, I got 16,000 subscribers for exposing the higher ups and elites. I kind of started going in different avenues and just playing with YouTube, but I'm back, man, and I ain't gonna do nothing else but expose these YouTubers, expose these rappers, expose these actors, expose Hollywood, expose the higher ups and the elites, and on top of that, all I'm gonna do is talk to my people about redirecting their energy. Listen, I told you, these celebrities can stop the violence. Maybe it gotta be me. Maybe it gotta be me. And I'm gonna go with what I feel. I'm gonna go with what I know. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You understand what I'm saying? But they mad. They don't like the fact that I'm exposing that. Lil Zippy been talking about that podcast for a long time now. Yeah, man, I got interviews with Tax Stone. We going through the podcast. I came to YouTube. We gonna do. You know how he talk? But it's a reason why the podcast ain't took off yet. Yeah, it's a reason why the podcast ain't left the ground yet, because you not about to get into this podcast game and just do your thing like you thought you was doing it on YouTube. YouTube is the last place where you got a little bit of freedom, as long as you can articulate yourself and speak in the right manner, but give the message. You can pick and choose what you want to do on this live. That's why Charleston White was that's why he was so powerful on YouTube. YouTube is listen, we don't got contracts. Ain't nobody controlling me. Ain't nobody pulling no strings. But the reason why Lil Zippy podcast ain't took off is because you're gonna do some things first, Lil Zippy. Oh, Lil Zippy. Lil Zippy, you thought you was just gonna get on YouTube and talk, and then it was gonna be the same thing for this podcast and all. Listen, this podcast thing is a whole different realm. We got a contract that come with this podcast thing. Yeah. You're gonna make money off your voice. You're gonna make money off your vocals, the talking, and you're gonna make money off the visuals. Oh, we're gonna cut you a check, but you're gonna do something, Little Zippy. Oh, hey, listen. We know that you call yourself Zip with the Drip, but it's a guy on YouTube named Grown Man Business TV, and he calls you Little Zippy, and we listen, Little Zippy with the Drippy, and we like how that sounds. When you come to these all white parties, when you sign that contract, you will be Little Zippy with the Drippy. Oh, listen, tell the people your name's Zip with the Drip. We know you as Lil Zippy with the Drippy. And you're gonna bust something open. You're gonna do something, Lil Zippy. Listen. I've been up here for 90 minutes. I'm gonna take it a little longer. Listen, Lil Zippy. A contract come with the podcast. And you stop acting like you and your man is this. You can't fool me, homie. Why? How long you gonna wait to hold these Tax Stone interviews? How long you think people gonna care about Tax Stone? It ain't gonna listen. It's more than that. You don't want to tell the people that. You don't want us to know that it more than that. But Gilly, Wallow, prime examples. Prime examples. Oh, well, listen, in 72 hours when it's done, then you'll know in 72 hours, somewhere in between, he signed the contract. Right now, right now, it ain't gonna be K2 and batteries, Lil Zippy. They gonna have something else for you. This here, you saw Lil Baby. Lil Baby was 4 pockets full. So in 72 hours, basically, your people in the chat is letting us know that you'll be 4 pockets full as well. Oh, and it ain't gonna be K2, and it ain't gonna be batteries this time, Lil Zippy. Don't forget to tell us about that. Don't forget to tell us about that, homie. Yeah. Nah, let the trolls stay. I ain't got moderators and nothing like that yet. Let the trolls do what they do. I know these trolls is gonna run back and tell they master,
Man, you heard what he was saying about you, man? Is that is what he was saying? Is it true, man? No, man. He said the podcast come with contracts. Is you gonna sign a
yeah, he gonna sign a contract. Yeah. Germs and whoever them dudes he rolling with, they already in bed. They just about to walk him through the door. So salute on that. Yeah, 72 hours. 72 hours and Lil Zippy gonna have 4 pockets full. Southside P. He gonna have 4 pockets. You saw a little baby sandwiched in between 2 cocks and he was 4 pockets full. Why would you want to snatch it? I thought you said it was fake. Yeah, you know better, nigga. You know better, nigga. You know better than that. And I don't do no smoking, nigga. I'm clear-minded. So it's easy for me to walk down these YouTubers. DJ Vlad, a.k.a. Vladimir. Adam 22. China Mac, a.k.a. the China Man from Chinatown. Zippy with the drippy. This shit is gonna be easy. Oh, that shit is easy, homie. I'm gonna have fun with these dudes. Listen, I don't got no podcast. I don't want none of that. I live. I listen, man. I'm living already. I'm getting it. I'm good, homie. We only gonna get more over here. We only gonna get more. But I'm gonna expose all of them. Lil Fat Joe. I'm talking. I can go down. I'm talking these athletes. The only ones I'll say right now, and that's not even a podcast. You understand? That's a sports entertainment. That's a sports analyst show. Cameron and Mace. I can respect that. They did that in a certain way. You need to have, listen, you need to have money and you need to have recognition and fame like Mace and Cameron if you really want to do it on your own. If you really want to do it on your own, you have to be somebody like a Cameron and a Mace that everybody knows. But you can't just be getting out of jail. You just got out of jail. You just did 18 years in jail. You gonna do something for that recognition. Yeah. Is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be, man. That's just me going in on these YouTubers. But at the same time, these rappers, Gilly, we can't just cry for your son, homie. Y'all need to be crying for the whole Philly. Y'all need to be shedding tears for the whole Philly. It been a war in Philly with thousands and thousands of young black men been losing their life. And these celebrities don't step out there into the trenches. They don't step out there and say, this is what it is. We want the youth to do X, Y, and Z. Why haven't they had a round table meeting? You know why they haven't had a round table meeting? Because when they sign those contracts, somewhere in the fine print, somewhere in the stipulations say you can't save your community, homie. And if we find out that you're doing community work and trying to change the violence and stop the violence and stop the, prison, school to prison pipeline, then we gonna off you. We're gonna off you. Think about it. You know, everybody's R.I.P. to Gilly. Man, these kids been getting smoked. Why are you Gilly? You are Gilly in Wallow. Y'all are major influences. Why? And I ain't talking about a turkey drop. I'm talking about why haven't y'all said, I need 10,000 young boys to meet me downtown Center City? Because in Philly, that's what it's called, Center City. Downtown Philly is called Center City. I done been there. I done had my daughters out there. I used to get money in Philly. So when it come to Philly, I can really talk about Philadelphia. I used to get paper all in through Philly. I love Philadelphia, but it been violent. So now that your son gets smoked, now it's supposed to be a outcry. Now nah, you supposed to been did something. But the reason is they can't do anything. Who's talking like this? Hassan Campbell ain't talking like this. None of these dudes is talking like this. Jay-Z just did a book of Hove. The Brooklyn Library, they wrapped it with his lyrics. And, you know, all the celebrities and everybody came out to celebrate Jay-Z in the book of Hove. It's almost like a Bible or something. But we didn't see Jay-Z make his way to the trenches. We didn't see Jay-Z pull his motorcade down into East New York. Get out his motorcade, stand up on top of the motorcade and say, hey, listen, man, or not even do all that. You know, put a tweet out there, put an Instagram post, put a message out there and say, listen, after we do the Book of Hove on July the 18th, downtown Brooklyn Library, we gonna make our way to Marcy Projects. And I want 1,000 young boys to meet me in the Marcy Projects. And we're gonna show them an example of this. And it would have been 20,000 young black boys that would have got on those trains, rode to Marcy Projects, and it wouldn't have been no violence. And he could have relayed a message to them young boys in Brooklyn. It's over, homie. The drill rappers, we about to start approaching y'all one by one. We finding your Instagrams. I got a whole team. We're gonna start approaching y'all one by one. If we can't find you, we coming to your mama house. But the drill ain't gonna stop. The drill ain't gonna stop. You won't be a drill rapper. You won't be doing shows because we control all the venues. I am Hova. Why? Huh? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. Salute to everybody that's tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody that's invested in the channel. I'm back on my bully, homie. I ain't talking nothing but the real. I don't want to talk. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to do videos about, I'm not doing that right now. And I've been doing that for a few months. The numbers ain't adding up. I already understand why they don't put me in the algorithm, because I'm capable of this kind of talk. I can talk about these people and I can do videos about these celebrities and I can do the typical YouTube thing, but they know that I'm low-key capable of this. When they comb through my videos to make sure that they're eligible for ads, they looking for this, because a lot of my old videos, this is what I was doing, and they wouldn't monetize. A lot of my old videos are in the yellow. I had to learn YouTube. I had to learn the verbiage that needs to be used when you're speaking on YouTube so that they'll allow you to make money. But they know that for me, I'm capable of, I could be talking about anything and I can go left and be like, man, we need to Boy, I always talk about redirecting the energy. Jay-Z's supposed to be telling them young boys in Brooklyn, y'all redirect that anger. You feel anger, you want to be a shooter, you go across the tracks and you do the shooting over there, and we'll take care of your books. We'll start a GoFundMe account for you, just like the white people do. That's what these do. Lil Durk, he's supposed to be telling them boys in Chicago, go to the Gold Coast. Do that work in the Gold Coast. If you do that to somebody of the opposite complexion, then we'll take care of your books, we'll take care of your lawyer, and we'll start a GoFundMe account. Because you know what white people do? When these white boys run up in these church full of black old people, when these white boys run up in these grocery stores like they did in Buffalo, New York, and shoot a bunch of old black people, White people all across America start GoFundMe accounts and they end up with about $250,000, $300,000 to go to jail with. White people all over America, they anonymously donate to these GoFundMe accounts. And the shooters, they go to jail with about $250,000 to live off of. Do y'all know that? Why aren't these rappers telling these young drill shooters stop drilling people? Because they got dudes like Zippy with the Drippy. They got dudes like Zippy with the Drippy on YouTube telling these young boys, yeah, man, I smoked them. Yeah, man, I stood up and shot him in the head. Yeah, man. You only got out of jail without scars because you was ducking work. When Blue Boy put that knife on your cell, you said, nah, I'm good, man. I got an ounce of K2 up my ass. Just let me get it out and I'm gonna give you some. That's what you did, homie. So since these rappers ain't gonna do it, because I don't expect them to, since these bogus bloggers and YouTube content creators that's begging to get content, begging to get podcasts, begging for the attention of the higher ups and elites ain't gonna do it, I'ma do it. I'ma do it. Is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. Redirect the energy. We ain't respecting nothing. If you smoke somebody that look like, this is what Gilly's supposed to been telling these youngsters. Not just his son, I'm talking about Philly as a whole. You kill somebody that look like you, we don't respect that, homie. We might fuck around, knock on your mama house. We find out you was the one that shot that block up, or you was the one that shot that old lady, or your bullet hit that innocent little girl. We gonna knock on your mama door. That's what Gilly was supposed to be telling them youngsters. His son probably would be alive if he was putting in that community work. Guess what? Charleston ain't doing no more. When the last time you seen Charleston White doing community work? Charleston White don't do... See, yeah, you can't do community work once you get in bed with the higher-ups and the elites. You can't do community work no more. You can't make a difference, nigga. These dudes is crazy, son. And it's not rocket science, it's easy. It's easy math. Look at them, listen to them. They gon', listen. Yeah. The dude that shot that supermarket up in Buffalo, New York, the white boy that did that, he had a GoFundMe account opened up for him. And they didn't, they like to take, when it's done for the wrong reasons, they'll take your GoFundMe account. That young man had $300,000 in the GoFundMe account from white people all over America that donated to that shooter. So what we got to do is convince our shooters, because it ain't nothing wrong with having shooters. I'm not going to tell these young boys to stop shooting. Listen, some of these young boys is just warriors. They born warriors. They not lawyers. They not doctors. They not rappers. They not actors. They warriors. The problem is they've been tricked to shoot themselves. They've been tricked to run down on somebody that look just like them. Yeah, that's the problem. It ain't the problem that they shooters. Because just like them white people got shooters, we got shooters too. But it takes celebrities, it takes somebody with influence to be able to let these shooters know, listen, check this out. Go across the tracks and do that. Run up in one of those white churches, do something over there, and we got you. We're going to start a GoFundMe. Listen, Jehovah, he'll pay for your lawyer anonymously. You won't even know, but Jay-Z's taking care of the lawyers. He's paying for the lawyers. And then you got Lil Durk setting up a GoFundMe account through his trucking company so it ain't attached to nobody. And we got America, Black America pouring money in. So now, oh yeah, he did that in that church. He went over there to the suburbs and did that. Yeah, I tell my wife, yeah, cash out $40 to him. That's what them white people do. They cash out $40. She cash out $40. You got a couple 100,000 people cash apping $40, bruh. Shit turned to millions. And they give them young man 250,000. They partial out the rest. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Yeah, the mindset need to change. But let me ask you this: who you think is obviously the ones that can change the mindset? Why? And that's why the ones that are able to change the mindset get caught up in these contracts. They put podcasts in front of them. Yeah, LeBron James. They put him on the basketball court. They give him $400 million, $1 billion, and they say, "Shut your mouth. We don't care how you spend your money. We don't care what you do, but you better not change the mindset of these young shooters, because y'all got a lot of young shooters. Hey, listen, man, Chicago, New York, Philadelphia, Miami, Cali. I mean, y'all got a lot of shooters. So LeBron James, we're gonna pay you. Jay-Z, yes, you will be the first black billionaire, but you better not change the mindset of those young Brooklyn boys. The problem with that is, I see through the smoke and mirrors. When I tell y'all I see through the smoke and mirrors, I'm not just saying that. It's real talk. I see it very clearly. Next up is these YouTubers. Luckily, I'm not patting myself on the back, but luckily for a lot of y'all, I'm already in the game, because the YouTubers are next. And they're going to use a lot of these YouTubers, these jail dudes, X, Y, and Z, to manipulate the rest of the youth that don't believe the rappers no more. It's to the point now, a Little Dirk probably wouldn't be able to make a change. The youngsters is looking at Lil Durk like, you've been compromised. You got blood on your hands already. We can't listen to you. Jay-Z, he done got so detached from reality that the youngsters is looking at Jay-Z and them weird cornrow dread things he got in his head, and they saying, man, yeah, you got $1 billion, but we ain't listening to you. Gilly and Wallow. Yeah, we used to see videos of Gilly and Wallow on Erie Avenue. Well, not Wallow, but Gilly on Erie Avenue. When he was beefing with Cassidy, he was in the hood with the shooters talking to Cassidy. The youngsters probably looking at him like, man, you soft now. You niggas is soft. Your son's soft. We riding still. The YouTubers is next. We up next. I see the big picture. I see through the smoke and mirrors. I see 5 years ahead. We next. I don't want the podcast. I don't want the contract. I'm going to do it organically right from here. And I'm going to be the one telling these youngsters, go that way with it. I got a short that did like 5,000, 10,000 views of me saying, y'all go do that shit over there. Once we get the paper, because I'm already getting, I'm loving life. But once we get the paper organically, yeah, we going to take care of that. Do that work over there. We going to make sure you got, all we got to do is work together. Nah, don't trip. Don't trip, Corey Black. I watched what they did to Malcolm X. I watched what they did to Martin Luther King. I watched what they did to Tupac. I watched what they did to Nipsey. I watched what they did to Young Dolph. And you know what? I learned from it. I understand. I understand exactly where they fail at and how I'ma succeed. I'm not just talking about staying away from the establishment. I'm not just talking about staying away from the higher ups and the elites. I mean it. See, Nipsey had us convinced to stay away from the higher ups and elites, and then he took a left and he tried to become the spook by the door, and he literally tried to get in bed with the LAPD. He tried to get in bed with the higher ups and the elites and the record labels, and they smoked him soon as he did it. He was supposed to meet the LAPD the next day. They got rid of him just like that. You think they wouldn't have got rid of him or earlier? He was detached. So yeah, don't worry, Corey Black. Lucky for a lot of this. Trust me, I'm already in the game, and I'm not Lil Zippy with the drippy. Yeah, nigga, oh man, shit. Man, I already got the chains. All my cars is paid off. You could put your car. This pool, 130,000. So you take your car, I'm gonna put it in my pool, and you still probably gonna owe me $60,000 to $65,000, homie. That's how I'm looking at this shit. That's how I'm living with it. The pool is a spa, 130K. House, 600,000. I don't need nothing. These little YouTube checks come in, that shit. I pay bills with them and shit. I get them, and sometimes they come in, and I'm all the day the YouTube check came in. Went yesterday. Man, I was out somewhere. I paid the bill with that shit. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. So you ain't gotta worry about them getting me. They gotta before they get you. I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Before they get you, the universal law is that you have to make a choice. They have to give you a choice. If they could just smoke everybody they wanted to smoke, it'd be a lot of people they scared of that's dangerous. They just smoke them. But the universal law, when it comes to the higher ups and the elites who we talking about, they got to give you a choice. And it's all different type of ways how they can present you with a situation where if you deny it or you accept it, is basically you making a choice. You understand what I'm saying? I hope that's not going over your head or under your bridge. So they got to present you with something. They got to present you with something, and you have to make a choice. Oh yeah, man, I want to do this podcast, man. Okay, well listen, no problem. You know what I'm saying? You getting your numbers. We see you doing your thing on YouTube. We're gonna this podcast is gonna jump, but now we're gonna present you with distribution of this podcast. Who are you in bed with? Okay, you're not okay, well listen, we're gonna get you with Revolt. You know you're gonna be popping once we get you with Diddy, right? Oh, you're gonna be distributed through Revolt. So you're gonna be on the Revolt channel with Charlemagne the God, Just Hilarious, all of these puppets. It's a choice. And I just understand that all of them, my G. I'm trying to give y'all some game. Martin Luther King, when he was going out and he was touring America, he was in bed with the higher ups and elites. They was sending white girls to his room. He made a choice when he was smashing them white girls and they was shedding that dog fur, all that white dog fur all over his goddamn suit. He had dog fur all over. He went back home to Coretta smelling like a damn, like a Labrador, like a golden retriever. He went back to his wife smelling like a golden retriever. He already paid the price. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's disgusting work, my G's. I love the fact that I can give you this game and I ain't got no contract. I ain't got, it ain't no attachments. There's no strings attached to this. Malcolm X was involved with the Minister Farrakhan and the Muslims, cause you know Lil Zippy, he a Muslim. Look at this shit, it's right there in front of you. Little Zippy is a Muslim. These are the type of dudes that they'll let into being a Muslim. Malcolm X was running with those type of people. He went to Mecca and his eyes got opened. And when he came back, he started talking to the media and telling the media what he wanted to do. And you know the one thing he told the media that he was going to do that got his brains blown out? He told the media that he was preparing to go to the United Nations and charge America. This is I'm going to stop right there, right? When you sit down in jail for 18 years and you get to reading books, you get to sounding real smart. You get to sounding, and these dudes, these jail dudes, they've been in jail for so long, they talk for so long that they learn how to manipulate you. It ain't that these dudes ain't smart. These dudes ain't paid bills in 18 years. These dudes ain't paid a mortgage. They ain't paid rent. They ain't paid house insurance. They ain't paid cars. They ain't paid nothing in 18 years. All they had time to do was read books and talk to different people that come into their cells. So you learn how to manipulate people very well. What I'm telling you was just good, real game. It's the truth. I'm very knowledgeable. I'm very informative. And I've been bossing my whole, I came from nothing. I work hard work, dedication, discipline. I did all that. That's how I gained this. My shit is different than these dudes. It's different than Zip shit. It's not the same. So again, Malcolm messed up when he came on television, just like Nipsey. We're gonna get to him. Came on television because the Muslims was trying to smoke him. They was trying to smoke him, and he told them that he was preparing to go to the United Nations. Have you ever heard anybody else talk about going to the United Nations for American Negroes ever again? You ever heard that ever again? All the leaders we got, all the rich, everybody. You ain't heard one black man say, I want to take that, because they know that's what got Malcolm smoked. Martin, that's how the white girls and fornication. Malcolm talking too much in the mass media, not YouTube, but the mass media. I'm talking CNN and ABC. He was talking like that over there. Ooh, I just left you with something. Have you ever heard a black man say, I'm gonna take this to the United Nations? You know, that's how you get reparate. The whole world outside of America looks at America like that. Anytime America is in the United Nations and they're trying to make a point about Saudi Arabia or how the Muslims over there are treating the women and X, Y, and Z, all the other nations say, how can you talk to us when y'all have treated American Negroes the way? They all say that. We just don't have nobody in that seat because Malcolm was going to do that and they smoked him. Nipsey Hussle already told you that Nipsey got on the Breakfast Club. He thought Charlemagne the God was his homie. Charlemagne the God, do you know where he even got that name from? It's disgusting word. Google Charlemagne the God and read up on that name, period. The fact that he was able to take that name and use it and they accepted it just shows what industry, it shows the evilness, the darkness of what the industry is, the higher ups. So Nipsey thought he was going to get on a Breakfast Club with a dude named Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy, two married men that play butt tag with each other all day. Nipsey got comfortable and thought that he was going to tell them that he was the spook by the door. Get out of here. Tupac, let's talk about Pac. Pac said, this is thug life. He said, I want to leave y'all with this real so that, because Corey Black, I rock with you, homie, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate what you said, and I just want to give you I want to leave you with this to just let you know that I'm powerful, and I'm different. Shit just ain't gonna happen. It ain't like that. I already see the smoke and mirrors. I already see 10 years ahead. I already know what they about to do with these YouTubers. That's why I'm smoking their character, right? Every time I get a chance, I'm gonna smoke their character. It's nothing personal against Lil Zippy. It's only business. Tupac said it's thug life. They said, oh, you want to be a thug, X, Y, and Z? He said, nah. And I understood this as a young man when he said this. He said, nah. It's an organization. It's for my people. Tupac said thug life, and the higher ups and the elites, they realized that we had just had a 1,000,000-man march where the Muslims had 1,000,000 brothers come out to DC and it really happened. 1,000,000 and some change men came out. The higher ups and the elites realized that Tupac, under Thug Life, under the title Thug Life, had control of the real shooters in America. Tupac was the last one the shit that I'm talking about, the things that I'm saying that I feel like Dirk should be doing and Jay-Z and all these, Tupac was the last one that if he would have said, listen, if he would have had a concert in Cali and he would have said, on July 27th, 2023, I want 1,000,000 thugs in Washington, D.C. I want 1,000,000 thugs out there in Washington, D.C. I'ma be out there and I want 1,000,000 thugs to meet me in Washington, D.C. Do you understand that it would have been 2,000,000 thugs? I'm talking the shooters, the real jail dudes that's not stuffing they ass with K2. I'm talking the real gangsters would have been in D.C. and they would have been willing to do anything Tupac said from that point forward. He had to go. He had to go. He was talking too much. He was explaining he was telling people about the distribution plan, how him and Biggie and a few other people was trying to take over distribution of rap music. He was talking too much. Dolph, let's end this with Dolph. Dolph was in bed with them people through the imagery in his videos. Dolph had a song said that if I was the, he said, it's called My Scale. One of them songs called something about a scale, the name of the song. But I watched the video and I muted it, and the whole video is satanic. Everything in the video is Satanist, is satanic stuff all through the video. Dolph was already somewhat in bed with them, but they was trying to lock him in with that 22 million. Empire Death Row Records was trying to lock Dolph in with that 22 million. What Dolph do? He came to social media. He said, should I take the 22 million or F the 22 million? Man, F the 22 million. That's when he signed this. That's when he signed it. Yeah, that's when they knew we got to get him out of here. He's not going to sign the contract. He's not like Lil Zippy. He's talking entrepreneurship. He owns hundreds of properties. Dolph had one of the most prolific property profiles, real estate profiles. He had one of the most thorough profile, like his resume with real estate out there in Tennessee and Memphis and all that was like he had like hundreds of properties that we didn't even know about, that he was doing that the higher ups and the elites knew about. I'm talking, you think Rick Ross got, this dude had hundreds of properties that he left to his kids and his wife. And he owned his masters. And he's telling people, we got to get him out of here. The difference between me and all of these guys is that I'm just a YouTuber at this point. I'm just a YouTuber with 15,000 subscribers. I'm not, in their eyes, I'm not on the level of these guys. Yeah, Portfolio, my bad. I'm not on the level of these guys. You told 15,000 subscribers. He's not reach. His reach is not that. His reach is not that long. His reach is not that far. Now listen, I get 100,000 subs, 200,000 subs. I'ma change the approach. But for right now, it's game time. It's game time. I want y'all to think about that the next time you watch a YouTuber like Lil Zip. I want you to think about that next time one of these celebrities have a tragic situation happen and they want us to see. I'm telling you, you gotta keep your ears open, son. And they want us to cry for them. The next time you watch Lil Zippy, think about what I'm telling you, and then watch him. This time, watch him look through the smoke and mirrors, pull the curtain to the side, and really watch him. Next time one of these celebrities have a tragic situation and they lose somebody, look through the smoking curtains, pull the curtains to the side, look through the smoking mirrors, and really watch him. You in the right place. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Salute to everybody that's in the chat. You already know how we do. Feel what I'm saying? You Grown Man Business TV. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and and listen, you already know. You know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight, raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing. We not dressing nothing up. We giving it to you straight raw. Celebrities, YouTube content creators, puppets, all of these puppets, all of these Pinocchios, we giving it to you straight raw. When they come here for the real. And trust me, always know I've carved out a lane for the real. It's different over here, homie. It's not a game. Motivational use only, man. Listen, there is no shortcut to success. You sign these contracts, they lock you in. There is no shortcut to success. You got to practice discipline, discretion. You got to really home in on discipline for sure. You got to stay down until you come up. And I'm not, it's no shortcuts. Is what it